stay on their course and less affected by outside force. I was rolling down the street, skateboard on my feet. That's motion, what you think? To the curb, applied force upon my board. I went soaring, hit the floor. Now I'm at rest, laying in my bed. Mama came in and put ice on my head. She says I know what hurt you. It's a little thing called inertia. What's inertia? Well, let me clue you in. The first law from Isaac Newton says objects stay on their course and less affected by outside force. Drop it down to the floor, that's gravity. Make it stop, that's friction. Flight is air resistance. There's a few I didn't mention. What's inertia? Let me clue you in. First law from Isaac Newton says objects stay on their course and less affected by outside force.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about inertia. So here's your foldable. We're only going to be working with this section right here. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, let's fill in the first blank. Inertia is an object's resistance to a change in motion. So that's this definition here. Objects basically want to keep doing what they've been doing. So if an object is in motion, it wants to stay in motion. If an object is at rest, it wants to stay at rest. And the only thing that's going to change that is an unbalanced force. And remember our definition for unbalanced forces, those cause a change in motion. Okay, so we're getting ready to look at the next section. The boxes will not move because. Watch this video clip. It's Bill Nye, and he's going to give you a couple examples of inertia. Pay close attention to why the boxes will not move when the movers try to get them moved.
Man makes a projectile of himself, this time from the mouth of a cannon. A man fired in the air. All humankind see in action the universal laws of motion! Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Brought to you by Pushy People. You need to get some moving. Call Pushy People.
This is an air track. When the pump's running, air comes out of these little holes. And it can support the weight of a scooter on this wire. Now when I place the scooter on the track and let go of it, it just sits there. It doesn't move unless I give it a push. Then it keeps moving unless I give it another push. Or it hits the end of the track. Or maybe another scooter, another scooter, another scooter. Now here's the thing. If we had enough track and enough air, the scooters would keep scooting forever. There'd be nothing to slow them down.
Well, hardly anything. So when something's at rest or sitting still, it stays sitting still.
Unless acted on by an outside force. When something's moving, it keeps moving. Unless acted on by an outside force. Outside force. Outside force. This is true of everything that you can touch and see.
Okay, we got everything packed away. Let's get them to get on the truck.
Here, boxes, boxes, boxes. Here, boxes, go.
I think you gotta get tough with them.
Hey, boxes.
Hey!
Get on the truck.
Hey, why don't you try a little psychology?
Hey, they're giving out free ice cream to the first 20 boxes that get on the truck.
Hey, it says here that nothing gets moved unless they get pushed or pulled.
Great.
That means we'll have to do the work, just like last time.
Please, come on. You're so heavy.
An object remains at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Let's watch that again in slow motion.
Okay, so let's look at the second box that simply says an object in motion stays in motion. Objects at rest stay at rest. What I underlined is what should be in the blank, unless you're going to fill that in with they are acted on by an unbalanced force. Make sure you fill that in. So basically, if I was sitting down and someone came up and pushed me out of a chair, I would be sitting at rest. Once they push me out of the chair, that is the unbalanced force that changes my motion. If I kick a soccer ball and it starts rolling, eventually the soccer ball starts to slow down. That's because of friction. Friction naturally slows things from rolling. So friction would be another example of an unbalanced force. So this next box is kind of review. It says what are balanced and unbalanced forces. So objects with balanced forces have an equal number of forces acting in all directions. There is no change in motion. And we remember that from our notes last week. Then objects with unbalanced forces have an unequal number of forces acting on them. There is no change in motion. So as I recall, if I take a box and I push the box with 2 newtons of force to the right, and I also have the box being pushed with 2 newtons to the left, it's not going to go anywhere. You have the same amount of force pushing in opposing directions. This is 0 newtons. Therefore, this is balanced. But if I take a box, I push with 2 newtons to the right on one side, but then I push with 5 newtons to the left, it's going to be unbalanced because I have an unequal amount of forces. So that's going to be 3 newtons to the left. So if it's a net force of 0 newtons, it's going to be balanced. If it is a net force of anything greater than 1, it is going to be unbalanced and change the motion of the object. This leads us to our next box. When forces are balanced, there is not enough force on the object to overcome the object's inertia and change the motion of the object. So it's just like our box, the first box example. When I have the same amount of forces pushing in opposite directions, I can't change the object's inertia. It will stay at rest. But when forces are unbalanced, there is enough force on the object to overcome the object's inertia and change the motion of the object. So it's the second box example where I was pushing 2 newtons to the right and then opposing with 5 newtons to the left. I changed the object from being at rest to being in motion at 3 newtons to the left. Okay, lastly, objects with a net force greater than 0 have unbalanced forces acting on them, and then objects with a net force of 0 have balanced forces acting on them. So it's like I said, 0 newtons is balanced. Anything greater than 0 newtons is going to be unbalanced because it's going to cause a change in motion. And that is pretty much it, guys, for Newton's first law. Make sure that you read the board if you are in class and follow the directions. Bye.